I tried to be all fabulous for a What I Eat in a Day video by trying recipes from a meal plan delivery service. And I almost sacrificed my taste buds.
It tastes like feet.
Here's the hot mess and how I fixed it so y'all can actually still have some good recipes to try. One day, I was scrolling through Groupon when I happened to notice that there was a $5 special to get a meal plan through Meals Maker, and I thought it was a great idea. It really took the guesswork out of figuring out what I had to cook. Not only did it provide meals, but it also came with a grocery list so you knew exactly what to order for the week, which I did. Walmart delivery driver was the nicest guy ever and put them all inside the door for me. But now I'm going to have to get them one bag or two at a time into this little thing. And I'm going to have to get them to my fridge. That is the downside of having groceries delivered when you are home alone. With this whole recovering from surgery thing, I gotta say, I never realized how much I took for granted being able to just walk from one room to another. Instead, it's a bunch of 67-point turns on this knee scooter just to get anything done, and it kind of wears me out. But we at least got the groceries finally into the kitchen and the fridge. It took so long that I waited till the next day to actually cook things. Good morning.
Oh, crap, that's terrifying.
My body is a jerk. I fell asleep at 10 o'clock because I had a horrible migraine. So I still have chunks of my eyeliner on and it looks really rough. I'm sorry. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning. It is now 6 a.m. and I am still trying to fall back asleep. And I'm basically just debating on whether or not I want to actually get up. I did eventually drag myself out of bed and wheeled into the kitchen to get a protein shake. I was absolutely planning on cooking a bigger breakfast, but I wanted to just have something light before I went to the gym, and I took a few minutes to drink it and just kind of wake up with a YouTube video. This was actually kind of a big day for me because it was my first day in the actual gym since having surgery. I had all of my workouts already, I just had to kind of adapt them a little bit to account for the fact that I couldn't put any weight on my foot. While I was definitely thoroughly excited to be back at the gym, I did have one tiny moment of panic when I was trying to get off the floor after doing the dead bug exercise. I basically scooted to their little step up and then tried to get myself into standing, except for my left foot can't take any weight and my right wrist is still not healed enough from being broken to put weight all the way on it. So I kind of panicked and was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get off the ground? I'm gonna be here forever. But then I remembered that I'm a physical therapist and I'm supposed to teach people how to get up for a living and figured it out. Good job, me. I survived my workout! Yay! Not gonna lie, I got a little emotional towards the end and kind of wanted to just be all weepy for joy. I can't even tell you how hard it's been dealing with this recovery from the surgery where I can't get around and be as active as I want to be. I had already been limited because I was having problems with my foot, but now I can't put any weight on my foot, so it's been an adjustment. But I gotta say, I am so grateful to Trainwell, formerly known as Copilot, not only for sponsoring this video, but also just for the difference that they have made in my life. Having access to a personal trainer on my phone that holds me accountable and encourages me and provides a structured workout, I can't even explain how big of a difference that made, but I'm gonna try. I went from basically being a couch potato to lifting weights and getting exercise 3 freaking times a week. And I've done that at this point for 79 days. That is the longest streak I've had since I was literally in my early 20s, and your girl is 35.
I'm old!
I finally feel stronger, and thanks to this being my first day back in the actual gym since having the surgery, I feel revitalized and just I got that boost of endorphins that I needed. If you guys are kind of lost in your workout journey and either you're struggling with your motivation or you don't really know where to start, I would highly recommend checking out Trainwell. There is a link that I will put in my description as well as on the screen. But if you use that link, you can actually get to try it for 14 days. And I can tell you, as someone who's been using that personal trainer for a lot more than 14 days, it can change your entire life. I feel like I have such a healthier relationship with exercise now.
Like, I actually love the gym now. Who is she?
I actually have the option to go in and talk to my trainer and let them know, like, hey, this one particular exercise, this was too heavy or this was too light. Can we adjust it for next time? They get the option to personalize it to you. And if you have any difficulties where you're doing the exercise on your own and you're like, hey, this feels kind of funky, I don't know if I'm doing this right, you can send videos back and forth with your trainer in the chat. They're not just providing a workout and like abandoning you. They constantly check in and see how everything is going. It has been life-changing. I am so grateful. So thanks to Train Well for helping me get my workout in today. Whew. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I am very much ready for a real breakfast.
This morning we will be making a veggie breakfast scramble. Y'all, when I tell you this recipe came with like 80 billion vegetables, I felt like I was going to be chopping until the end of time. It literally took me so freaking long between trying to balance on my knee scooter and then struggle with my janky wrist to cut things that I finally gave up and just sat in a freaking chair to cut the mountain of veggies. The veggie mountain was made up of 3 different bell peppers, tomatoes, and kale. Your girl is not a fan of tomatoes or kale, but I figure if someone out there can eat it, I guess I can try it in a recipe. The part that was messing with me was the seasonings.
You guys might have heard the stereotype that white people do not know how to season their food. We are known, at least stereotypically, for basically relying on salt and pepper. Y'all see all the memes with those little white naked boiled chicken breasts where people are like, oh, a white person seasoned this. I unfortunately fit this stereotype and have no idea how to season my food. So that has actually been the biggest struggle for this entire journey.
For reference, here is the size of the bowl in my hand, and there is the mountain of seasonings that they recommended with this recipe. It looked like way too much for me, but I decided to trust the process and the recipe because I figured someone who knew what they were doing made it and just go with it.
This is the face of skepticism.
I kid y'all not, this looked like a stinking taco bake because the eggs absorbed all of the seasonings and were brown. It did not look super great in terms of an eggy breakfast, and the weirdest thing was that they wanted you to garnish it with mint. I've never heard of mint on eggs, but I assumed that maybe they knew what they were doing for a flavor profile, and I went with it. Okay, I'm officially exhausted. That was a lot of cooking. It turns out when you have one good leg, it basically takes 3 times as long to cut up all the veggies and get everything cooked. But I did it.
Baby.
So when I do a recipe for the first time, I have a rule and it's always follow the recipe to the T because sometimes stuff can surprise you and it'll end up being amazing. And I'm hoping, since it is a freaking meal service recipe delivery kit, whatever you want to call it, that it will actually be a good recipe.
You think so, but you'd be wrong.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
That is disgusting. So disgusting. Oh my gosh. It is way too much salt for starters and garlic. My tongue is burning. Safe to say whoever put that recipe together was not paying attention to the portions versus seasonings. So we're gonna have to find something else to eat. Love spending an hour and wasting vegetables and food. Meh.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. The entire purpose of me doing these what I eat in a day videos is not necessarily to show what I eat in a standard day, but for me, I use them to try new recipes and see if there's anything that I should add to my regular rotation. So I'm gonna show y'all what I did instead.
So I hopped on the cottage cheese trend. You do cottage cheese in a bowl, add a little bit of almonds, blueberries, strawberries, or fruit of your choice. I did way too many strawberries. Then you can sneak in a little bit of turmeric, chia, and flax for those health benefits. And a drizzle of honey helps to cut any of that weird turmeric taste. I also like to add a smidge of cinnamon. We finally have food.
So much better. This is what I've actually been having on the days where I need a little bit more than just the protein shake.
I asked Kelsey, my friend who actually knows how to cook, when I was telling her why these recipes look so funky, she had a point I hadn't thought about. She's like, maybe it's a ChatGPT meal plan. And I was like, oh, those ruffians. How dare they? So I took a closer look at what's supposed to be for lunch, and it makes no sense. It's, for one, there's no actual substance to the meal. It is literally broccoli, cheddar, mushrooms, and sunflower seeds, which in my head doesn't go together. This is also really problematic because people trust that these services are provided by someone who knows what they're doing. They're expecting that they're going to have meals that taste good, which should be the bare minimum, but most people are expecting to have meals that would qualify somewhere in there as a balanced diet, as opposed to something that is super, super calorie deficient. This meal was not sustainable enough to get full or even provide energy to last the next few hours.
You fail.
For the small amount of broccoli and mushrooms that are called for, it still says like a tablespoon of ginger and a tablespoon of garlic powder. And I'm like, suspicious. So I'm going to try it, but I'm not going to do the tablespoon because we learned our lesson from breakfast. So far, this is one of the worst delivery services I have tried, whether that be actually delivering the mails, whether that be delivering the meals, or whether that be delivering just the recipes. I've tried just about every service under the sun, and this so far is like, what are y'all doing? I am steaming some broccoli here. We have our olive oil heating. We are going to add some garlic. Okay, that oil was not hot enough. Alright, we are working on the sauteing of the mushrooms. However, I consulted Kelsey about because she actually knows how to season things, whereas I do not. I was like, I'm gonna try some new recipes, but the track record ain't great. So I consulted Kelsey and she was like, girl, forget the sunflower seeds, switch to sesame seeds. She recommended doing a teriyaki sauce, and I'm going to do it on a bed of spinach. So we're going to say we made a preemptive strike to not make this recipe the way it says because it would be horrendous. Now I just need to look up how to make a teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce is, according to the recipe I found, soy sauce, brown sugar, and some ginger basically. So it's like, oh, I can manage that. A little bit of brown sugar. A little bit of honey, because I found a different recipe that said that that would be a good idea. I don't think this is a very low-cal recipe, but I don't have soy sauce, so we're adding liquid aminos. And, of course, a little bit of it who cannot be named. I'm also going to add a little bit of water and cornstarch just to help with thickening this up. I know these are not the most aesthetically pleasing shots, and I'm sorry, my kitchen sucks. This questionable mess is what we have right now. We'll see how it comes out. So, as it turns out, I had teriyaki sauce in my fridge the entire time. Good job, me.
She's a winner.
I'm exhausted. I managed to finish the recipe, the improved recipe, not the crappy recipe. Going back and forth in my kitchen that many times on the knee scooter with the heavy boot on my foot after already having gone to the gym. I have no energy left. I feel like I've been hit by a bus. I'm finally actually hungry enough to eat the lunch, but I'm so tired. I don't even know if I can bring myself to like get up and eat it. Y'all, it is 4:30 in the afternoon. I am just now sitting down to have my lunch. I did plate it. It looks nice and pretty. If you guys are struggling to get full or get enough nutrients in your day, you can actually add just about anything you eat on top of a bed of spinach, and it will make a world of difference. Hopefully this tastes good, because that was a lot of effort. It turns out cooking 3 meals is an all-day stinking process. Let's see if it got any better than the original. It's not bad. It's a little forward on the soy sauce taste. Like it needs a little something. We did take a look at what they wanted us to make for dinner, and let's just say I really regret not checking all of this stuff before I paid like $170 for freaking groceries that don't go together. I sent it to Kelsey to make sure I wasn't just crazy.
She is crazy.
And she texted me back and was like, that is vile. So I know I'm not insane. For dinner, they have recommended a single serving of 2 sweet potatoes that are supposed to be loaded sweet potatoes, which that sounds fine, I guess. But what are we supposed to load them with?
I'm breathless with anticipation.
That's where it goes south. Cheddar cheese, broccoli, mint, and dried oregano.
No, anything but that.
I don't even know what to do with this, but I'm going to have to figure out something else to cook that is using some of these ingredients. So, the meals maker thing, absolute garbage, not worth trying, is from what I've seen so far. Also, I got very, very lucky and found a website. It was actually the same website that I got the teriyaki sauce recipe from, but they have a roasted sweet potato salad recipe that actually uses a good chunk of the ingredients that I had bought in advance for those terrible Meals Maker meals. But if that recipe is good, I will let y'all know. I love how this was going to be a what I eat in a day and turned into, oops, I ordered the worst meal kit service ever. You win some, you lose some. That is fantastic. I probably should have doubled the dressing and maybe added a smidge more salt, but overall that one is phenomenal. Also, if you wanted to eat it with, say, some of those lime tortilla chips, it'd be glorious, but I'm trying to go a little more low calorie, so I'm just going without the chips. So it's safe to say I will not be trying Meals Maker again. The funny thing is, they actually have some pretty good reviews online. I don't know if it's just the keto meal plan that everyone likes and then they just stop trying afterwards and let AI figure it out, but the anti-inflammatory meal plan was a disgrace. I guess they used ChatGPT and were like, we'll call it a day.
Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
On the bright side, we at least still have some new recipes to try that were worth it. If you enjoyed the chaos, please make sure to subscribe so you can join our little community. And I would love to know below if you guys have tried any new recipes that were just absolutely fabulous or just some really good snack ideas for when you're trying to lose weight but feeling a little bit hungry. Please let me know below. Cannot wait. I love trying new things and hopefully they'll all be good this time. As always, we are in this journey together, bit by bit. We're gonna all get healthy and happy, and we are doing the dang thing. I will see you lovely, lovely humans next time. Bye-bye.